Hi, welcome to this video. My name is Paul Nocode, and I always teach you everything about Nocode and how you too can be very successful building awesome products with Nocode. Today, I want to show you a roadmap that you can use to build and sell SaaS businesses without code for up to 40,000. So how did I come up with this particular figure? It's all here. That if you create a SaaS and you have 24 customers paying 49 per month, you will definitely be able to sell it for 40,000. You need 14 customers paying 99 a month. You need only 6 customers paying 297 a month, and you'll be able to sell it for 40,000. And I'm pretty sure you want to ask me, is 40k easy? Is it that easy to do? It requires hard work, definitely. Just like every other thing in the world, it does require hard work to be able to build and sell anything. But really, if you go through what I'm going to teach you today, at the end, you will definitely be able to make as much as 40k building and selling SaaS products. I mean, there are lots of things to sell. There are fast-moving consumer goods. There are many things to sell, affiliates. But really, this is a cash cow because a lot of persons are building and selling SaaS. It worked for me. I'm pretty sure it's going to work for you also, right? And so before the end of this video, you're going to learn how to come up with ideas. You're going to learn how to test your ideas. You're going to learn how to build your ideas. You're going to learn how to probably build the website first, and you're going to learn how to build the idea itself. You're going to learn how to probably pick a business model. And you're just going to learn all of these things that will enable you to take yourself from a place where you have plenty of ideas, but you do not know what to do with them, to a place where you will be able to sell those ideas for what it is worth, right? So if you're just getting started on this channel, feel free to click on the subscription button, subscribe, keep that notification bell on. It's one thing that I beg you to do so that you will be notified whenever I create and launch a new video. So let's get started with the first thing on our list. How do you come up with a good idea? Not just a good idea, with a very, very profitable idea. So let's assume we want to come up with a 40k idea. We want to come up with a 40k SaaS that we can sell for a whole lot of money, right? One of the best way I think you can come up with SaaS is to remix. That's one of the easiest way to come up with SaaS ideas. You want to remix, right? Let's think about some of the most popular applications that you know, like Airbnb, and I'm going to also show you Product Hunt, right? So this is Airbnb. It's a place where everybody goes to look for houses. It's a place where everybody goes to look for a good spot to stay. But you see, one thing about Airbnb is that it's for everybody. It's everywhere. And it's for everyone possible. It has millions and millions of users. They're doing billions in the industry. But think of it. You don't really want to make billions, right? You don't want to stress your neck. You don't want to stress your head for any of those kind of stuff. But you just want to make 40k. That's what you want to make. You don't want to make billions. You're not interested in all of that. So the thing that you want to do is you want to take this particular Airbnb idea, right? You want to build for a particular set of type of customer, right? So this is it. You're taking Airbnb idea, you're building for one type of customer, right? And you're building just one feature. So you want to think about it. How many features does Airbnb take? Airbnb has a whole lot of features. You can find houses, you can find huts, you can find mansions, you can find beaches, you can find beachfront, you can find a whole lot of things, right? But let's say, for example, you want to take people who are looking for a single room. You want to do Airbnb for people who are single, right? Or you want to do Airbnb for newly wedded couples, right, for a particular city. So you can restrict it to a particular city, or you can leave it open, but it's just going to be for a particular target audience, right? And you're just going to charge for it, right? You're going to charge for it. It's for a particular target audience. So what you're doing, you're taking a handful of people who really want that type of service that you offer, and you're building this product for them, right? Again, this is the way it works. You take a bigger product, you take one feature that they have, and build it very, very well. And then you offer it to one particular target audience, one particular ICP, one particular customer persona. That's how you want to do it. For example, Facebook. Facebook is a very big application. Twitter is a very big application. But everybody, there's every type of community on Twitter. So what if you build a Twitter for product designers? See, it's just for one kind of people. It's still the same Twitter, the same feature, right? But you're building it for just product designers. So you're going to have your own Twitter, call it whatever name you want to call it, and it's going to be for product designers, right? Another place that you can steal product is Product Hunt. Product Hunt is a place where a whole lot of people come around. They launch all type of products, different type of products. And so you want to look at products that are pretty good. For example, you have this product like Work OS, it has a whole lot of people taking a look at it, right? And you're saying, oh, what does it do? Start selling to enterprise customers with just a few lines of code. Okay, this can be very difficult, right? Let's go look for something pretty easy. Okay, look at it. AI tax management application for busy professionals, right? This is for busy professionals. What that means is they are catering for all manner of busy professionals, right? So you can do the same thing. You can say AI task management for busy product designers, AI task management for busy moms, AI task management for busy pastors, task management for busy civil servants. So you can say it's the same AI, the same task management, but for a particular type of customer persona, right? Believe me, what this application is doing is the same thing that every other tax management does. They just have a slap of AI on top. So what's this AI going to be doing likely in this app? It's likely going to be helping you to make sense of your task, helping you to make sense of all the tasks that you've created before. That's what likely the AI tool is going to do. So again, how do you come up with a $1 million idea? Find a tool that is making millions in the market, streamline it to a particular user persona, and then build a simple product for it. We're gonna get to building very soon, but that's how you want to come up with an idea. Second thing to learn moving forward is how do you validate the idea? The easiest way to validate the idea that I've seen that you can validate the idea is two ways, right? I'm going to close this guy, close this one, and close this one. Two ways to validate an idea. Number one, begin to shout about it on Twitter, right? Shout about it on Twitter. Talk about it, build in public. Tell people, hey, I just figured out this idea. I just found this idea. This is a problem that I want to solve. What do you guys think about it? This is a problem I want to solve. Do you have this problem? Right? That's one of the easiest way I've seen to validate an idea. So I once created a Flutterflow. I once created a course, and I just wanted to, talk about it and validate it. And I ended up making about 50 something sales for the course. It's because Twitter is everywhere. You don't really need to have a whole lot of followers to be able to validate idea on Twitter. There are very cool people here who can wait for you to tell them what you need them to do, and they'll do it for you. But one thing that you must do, you must use this hashtag build in public. Very, very cool. Use this hashtag build in public, and people will understand that you're building in public, and you'll be able to attract the right people, right? So this is where you can craft something. So hey target audience, hey Twitter, right? Something like this, or AS. No, that's fine. I am building X, right? For X who want to Y. So I am building a particular tool. So I'm building a particular tool for a particular target audience who want to accomplish this. What do you think about it? Right? So you want to ask it in form of questions, and you want to use the hashtag build in public, and then you want to do this over and over again and see the kind of response that you get. Right? That's the way you want to validate idea on Twitter. Believe me, people are going to come to your DM, and you're going to have a whole lot of people reaching out to you because they have similar problems, right? The second way that you can validate your idea is to use a landing page tool like Framer. It's just going to charge you about $10 a month for you to do that. Meanwhile, at this time, you don't have to build anything. You want to build a landing page right there, and then you want to tell people to either pay for it, which I advise you to do. I do advise that you tell people to pay for it, right? Have a pricing plan where users can pay for it. They pay for it, and you tell them you're launching very, very soon. All right, you tell them you're launching in 5 weeks. You tell them you're launching in 1 month. Have a place where people can pay. And it's good for you to collect emails. Yeah, I've done that before myself. I collected emails, but really, a lot of persons will put their emails there and they don't really come back. But if I put my card right there, it means I really want to solve that problem by all means, right? Put all your pitch here, your board statement, what you're going to be doing, put your supporting test here, and link them here all the way to your pricing plan and charge for it. So when you charge for it, then you will be so sure that you're making money with your idea even before building the application. Don't worry, it's pretty straightforward. You use Stripe to charge for it, and then you have their Stripe ID. You can bring them to your application every single time, right? You can bring them to your application once you're done building it. Believe me, making money and charging for that idea, that's the best way to validate your idea. If you're making money with that idea, believe me, you're good. I'm telling you, you're very, very, very good. Don't think you validated your idea without making money, except maybe it's something that has to do with biotech, which I'm not teaching right now. But if it's not biotech, if it's not something like biology, science, where it's pretty difficult to validate, you want to get money, have money in the bank, and then you go build your product. Another website service that you can use, this is a bonus, is Card. I use Card all the time. Card is a cool way to build websites for free. So if you don't have a $10 or you don't have money to build it, you can begin to use a service like Card. Card is pretty free, right? It's pretty free, and you can do most of the things you want to do on Framer with Card. I mean, not like most, but you can accomplish a whole lot. You can just come to Card and choose the landing page, and you can tell people what you're building right here. So this is a pro. It's going to cost you about $11 a year. So you can put your board statement, put your secondary statement, put your pricing plan, and allow people to scroll. But one cool way that you can do, one cool thing you can do to your own page, you can put a video like this. You can put a video like this on your homepage, and because people get to interact a whole lot with videos, you can put it on your homepage, and it can tell people a whole lot about your plans and about your product. Before we move forward to learning how to build your idea with low code or no code, you need to have a particular type of mindset. So you're not doing this because you just want to run and make 40K and go home. No, you're doing this because you want to learn. Because if you are able to make 10K, 20K, 30K now, you can do the same thing and increase your stakes, right? So you want to do this with a learner's mindset. You want to say, okay, I'm learning the ropes and I'm going forward. So that's how you want to do this. You want to do it with a learner's mindset. So don't do it in such a way that, okay, I'm gonna be making this trade. If I do it for 2 days and I don't see anybody, then I'm just gonna run away. No, if you post on Twitter and you're not getting good feedback about your idea, or you launch your landing page and you're not getting good feedback about your idea, it is better than building a complete product and then you're waiting for people to come and buy. Right? So think of it as an experiment. Yeah, that's the word. Think of it as an experiment, because it's an experiment. You're building something and you're expecting people to come and buy, and then if they do not buy, then it's fine. Right? That's why I really love to, if I want to pick an idea, I like to pick an idea that's already in existence and I just niche it to a particular tool. One of the ideas that I'm going to be building soon, I'm going to be building a real estate directory. Pretty straightforward, right? It's a straightforward thing, but I'm going to be building it for my city. Right? Pretty straightforward real estate application. I'm just going to be building it for my city. I'll charge for it and make some very cool cash with it. Okay, that's it. Let's go to how to build your idea with no code, without code or whatsoever. I want to establish something, right? I checked out this article, how much does it cost to develop software for a project? And the short answer here, it's between 50K to 250K. Nobody's going to spend 50,000 because you want to make 40K profit. It's going to be insane. It's going to be insane. You're not going to do any of that, right? So you want to use a low-code tool, or you want to hire a local development agency that will help you cut the cost. But either way, I'm going to show you how to do both of them, right? I'm going to show you how to do both of them. But really, the time spent or the learning curve for building an application is going to be dependent on how many features you want to put. I will advise you right now that you want to build a simple, lovable product, right? I know it's normally called minimum viable product, but I think you want to build a simple, lovable product. A simple, lovable product is a product for one person, for one ICP, or for one customer persona, with a single feature that is built very, very, very well. That is built very beautifully well. People don't want to have terrible application on their phones anymore. You have a terrible application, they just delete it, and that's the end of your application right there on their phone. Right, so you want to build a simple, lovable application, something that is simple with a very few feature, and something that is loved. If you're building a simple, lovable application, it might take you a month, a week, so it might take you a couple of weeks to complete building. But if you are building something with 1,000 features, you might end up there and you might never ever launch your application again, right? So let's go forward on some of the tools that are available that you can build your application with. I'm going to start from my favorite. As you know, I definitely build landing pages with Framework. I'm going to start from my favorite all the way to the one that's easiest, right? I'll start from my favorite. Flutterflow in itself is my favorite, and this is the tool I'm going to be showing you how to use in this tutorial. It's going to be fast, but I'm going to be showing you what's obtainable. So if you want to move forward, you can watch my other tutorials that I teach extensively how to build applications with Flutterflow, or you can just reach out to us and we'll build your entire idea for you, right? And also, I have this community of 4,500 members already. I usually send emails on things that regards to know how you can be a profitable startup or probably learn no code. That's by the wayside anyway. So let's go for it. This is Flutterflow. I love Flutterflow. I really enjoy working with Flutterflow because it allows me to build virtually everything, and the interface is really, really smart. Right, I know I have a couple of years of design experience, but that doesn't matter really. It's what it provides. Flutterflow will enable me build very good UI, allows me to allow me to integrate tons and tons of application, and allow me to build responsive application. Right, with Flutterflow, nothing is capped. Flutterflow only give me the front end user experience. I can build the back end whichever way I please. I can connect a different back end tool. I can just build the back end whichever way I please with Flutterflow, and that's something that I enjoy. In Flutterflow, I'm able to build iOS application. I'm able to build Android application. I'm able to build web applications. I'm able to build applications for Mac OS. I'm able to build applications for Windows, for Linux. I'm able to build a PWA, and I'm also able to build a Chrome extension. See, that's a whole lot. Majority of the tools that you're going to be building for SaaS are going to be either one of these 5, right? I do not know about iWatch, applications. I'm not very conversant with those applications. I do not know how they work because I've never researched about it. But Flutterflow is one of those tools that I enjoy using, right? Number 2 on my list is Bubble, right? I'm going to log out so you see how Bubble look like. Bubble is a very cool tool, right, that allows you to build full stack application. So the difference between Bubble and Flutterflow is that Bubble is optimized for web application, but I hear that they are launching their mobile builder very, very soon. But Bubble in itself is optimized for web application, while Flutterflow is optimized for mobile application. The difference is that Bubble is a full stack application, meaning you can build your backend and your database, everything inside of Bubble. But Flutterflow is not really a full stack application. Flutterflow is a front end and logic application. It's a front end application that allows you to tie your backend. It provides a whole lot of backend connectivity and integration, but you still have to handle your backend elsewhere. Right, the tools that you use for your backend mostly in Flutterflow, it's either using Firebase, or you're using Superbase, or you're using anything you choose, right? That's something that's cool about Flutterflow. But one way I think Flutterflow really wins is the pricing, right? Pricing. Flutterflow charges you $70 a month, right? If you are in any country in the West, it charges you $70 a month to be able to use Flutterflow. But Bubble is quite different. Don't get me wrong, Bubble is really robust. I used to build with Bubble before finally just, putting all my eggs in one basket in Flutterflow. This is Bubble, and you get to start at $29 a month, which is not bad. But there are these things called workflow unit, right? Workflow unit, that's what determines. It's a count of all the read, the write, the updates that happens in your application, right? So every time you read and write, your upflow is increasing. So this is a sweet spot if you're building with Bubble. 119 per month is a sweet spot if you're building with Bubble. And yeah, that's where a lot of people stay because it's a sweet spot. It gives you as much as 250K workload unit, and you can keep purchasing, right? That's it. That's the thing with Bubble. You can keep going and keep on paying. They have a whole lot of pricing in there. They have a whole lot of price options. You can keep on adding infrastructure for a particular price. Lots of it. But I get to stick with Flutterflow. So you should try this too. And lastly on my list is Adalo. Adalo is a cool tool if you just want to try something out. You're not very big on UI, you're not very big on infrastructure, you're not very big on connectivity. You just want a few users, so you want to put in the App Store and you want to build a viable product, right? And you don't want to face all the learning curve that is involved. This is the builder I started with. I started with Adalo, very cool builder, but because of its limitations, I had to stop building with it. So if you want to build something that you don't want to learn too much, you just want everything out of the box, then Adalo will be your choice. Adalo is super good for directories, super good for, it's just super good for directories, automations. It's a good thing. They changed their CEO recently, and I'm pretty sure that guy is going to bring in a lot of innovations to Adalo, right? So you want to check it out and see if it's good for you and use it, right? So let's get our hands dirty with Flutterflow. So I'm going to show you around this particular application, right? We have create your account, we have passwords, and we have confirm password. So I'm going to just sign up and say test user2@gmail.com. Meanwhile, this is not very good security. If you're doing stuff like this, you want to be able to validate the email to make sure the email works, right? And my email is going to be password, which is not so good also. You want to write a regist function to make sure that users don't get to use short passwords like this because it's not good for security. And I'm going to log in, say passwords don't match. Okay. This is a project for me that I'm building currently, and what the project does is that it allows people who build with Nocode tools to be able to generate things like slogans, app descriptions, business ideas, marketing plan, a whole lot of it with Flutterflow, right? So these are some premium tools that I intend to build, and these are some free tools that I intend to build, right? But I'm going to show you this, and then we'll go inside the Flutterflow and we'll check it out. So this is dark mode and this is light mode, and with Flutterflow you can always resize to the app because it's mobile responsive, right? And then we can do beautiful things like generating a slogan. So now I want to generate a slogan for a particular type of business. I would say Airbnb and B for newlyweds. Airbnb, okay? I'm going to say Airbnb. My target audience are newlyweds, right? So that's my target audience. I'm going to say generate slogan. So meanwhile, this particular app right now, it's making an API call to OpenAI through a tool called BuildShip, right? That's what it's doing. and you'll be able to see what I've done. So you'll be able to see the slogan. So you can see the business type is Airbnb for newlyweds, and you can see different slogans that you can generate: romantic, adventurous, luxurious, and playful. If I click on view slogans, you can see this one is okay. Your app. This is what you to create your story one stay at a time, from I do to we date, travel in love, where every stay feels like a honeymoon. So this is a tool, really, and I'm building this with Flutterflow, and I'm going to show you around how this works, right, in a few minutes. But meanwhile, this is the tool that I'm using for the API call. This is the API call slogan generator. This is what is generating the slogan, really, and I'm tying it up in Flutterflow. If you look at the slogan I just generated, look at it. This is the slogan I just generated right here. This one. I just generated this slogan here, and you'll be able to see it. Output. If you click on it, you'll be able to see all the slogans. So you can see slogans that evoke emotions. You'll be able to see all these slogans right here. And I'm just calling AI. So for example, that tool that we saw in the beginning, where we saw that you could create a task application, right? A task management application for a particular ICP, and then you tie it up with AI. This is something that you can basically do with this setup that I have right now. Okay, let's go to Flutterflow, and I'll show you how this works. Meanwhile, you can always log out. You can always log out if you want to. So let's go to Flutterflow. First of all, if you don't have a Flutterflow account, you definitely have to register. You need to register one if you don't have one. Once you register, you want to jump into a plan if you want to, but if you don't have a plan, it's just all right. Yeah, it's just all right. And this is the AI application I created a while ago. I'm gonna click on it. And meanwhile, you do need Firebase or Superbase for your application, right? Superbase or Firebase, very important. You need one of these tools. They are the leading database that you can use in your Superbase application. I have a couple of projects running here on Superbase, and I have lots of projects running here on Firebase. The reason why I have more projects in Firebase is because I love Firebase, and Firebase came out before Superbase, right? Flutterflow started using Firebase a long time, way before Superbase. So you want to have one of these two as your choice database, and then you come to your Flutterflow application, right? If you want to dive deep into Flutterflow, feel free to join my community or go to the YouTube channel. You'll see a video that teaches how to build tools with Flutterflow, right? So few things that you have to get right, that you have to know. You have to understand that all this right here, they are UI elements. All of this right here, they are UI elements. So we have layout, we have base elements, we have page elements, and we have form elements, right? That's something that you must understand. Everything that I have here, they're just UI elements. So test, form fits, they're just UI elements. So it doesn't have to, you don't have to be so worried about all of this. So once you figure that out, then every other thing becomes very easy. And when you're building everything as a block. That's what you're building. You're thinking, how do you build houses, right? Think of how you build houses and think of how you build anything. That's basically the way you build anything. You build houses in rows and columns, right? That's how you build houses. You build everything in rows and columns, and that's the same way you build mobile applications with rows and columns. They're not different. So you can see rows, everything that is coming down is a row, and everything that is going over is everything that's coming down is a column, and everything that is going over is a row. That's what you have to basically understand. And at the end, it's just common sense all the way, knowing what is a row and what a column, right? Say, for example, we want to split this page into two. We're not going to do so with a row because all the pages, we're not going to do so with a row, right? We want to split into two. I love to use, say for example, we want to split this page into two. It'd be best to do so with a row because two. We're gonna do it like this. This is two, and so we want to have. How do you split a? Okay, let's say for example you split in this book, right? You want to split this book into two, right? You want to split it. You want to have a row, right? This book is a row. That's what the way you want to have it. This book is a row, and then you want to have columns, two columns inside of it. All right. So let's do that so you see what I'm talking about. I'm gonna put a row inside of it. This is a row, and I'm gonna put the row up top to bottom, right? And I want to put columns inside of it. So my columns, I'm gonna put containers inside of it. So this is my container, and I'm gonna call it, gonna make it secondary color. That's my container, one container, and I'm gonna give it a flex of, don't worry, maybe not give it a flex so that I don't have to scare you. So I'm gonna give it another color. So you can see we have two different containers right there. Two different containers, that's what we have. So we have one containers and we have two containers. And how does building for web and building for mobile works is majorly conditionally hiding things if they are on mobile and if they are on the web, right? This is my container and this is my first container, this is my second container, right? I want to see both containers on the web, and I don't want to see both on mobile. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to click on this container and say, hey, I don't want to see you on mobile, but I want to see you on desktop, right? So if I come here, see there, and I come here, I don't see that container anymore because it's hidden. That's basically the way you build for two platforms at the same time, simply by hiding, or you go through the rigorous process of creating very, very cool responsive design for both mobile and the web at the same time, right? So we can begin to put everything inside this container and everything inside the web. So let's imagine that we want to create some sort of a login screen to start with. This is not a very good background to start with, but let's turn the background to something cool. So I'm going for probably a white. I'm just going for white, and I'm going to put a column inside. So this is a column. This is a column right there. I'm going to put it inside, and everything on this column, I want to put it in the middle. And I'm going to put a couple of columns inside of it, probably a couple of columns or a couple of inputs. It depends on how you want to build it, depends on your build style, right? I'm going to put a container inside of it, and I'm going to put a container, I'm going to say all the width, and I'm going to put an input, a test input inside of it, right? My container, I'm going to give it a width of 50 right there, and this is my test input, and I'm just going to say login, right? And I'm going to give it some sort of a border radius of 6. I'm going to give it border color that is alternate. So this is the border color, and in here I'm going to put some sort of a spacing for every element that is inside of this. I'm going to give it 8, right? I'm going to put a spacing and give it 8, and in here also, I'm going to put a padding of say 4 across. 4. Okay, let's make it 8. I'm not going to spend so much time building, right? I'm not going to spend so much time building, but I just want to show you that it's really possible to build. So this is login test, that's what you call this. So you always want to remember to name everything that you create. And in here, the test feed is going to be login test, login email, right? So this is the email for login. Enter your email, and then every other thing is just a straight copy and paste. The next one is password test. The other one, this is password. And here is password feed. Say yes, and now we say enter your password. So enter your password. That's what I want to say. And then the next one, we have confirm password. And then for email here, I'm going to write confirm your password, right? And this here also is a password feed, as I want to call it. Okay, and lastly, what do you want to add? What do we add today is we're going to add the button. We're going to add the button to it. We're going to add the button to it, and our button width is going to be 200, and our height is fine. We're going to drop some radius in there. I'm going to put some radius in there of 12, right? And I'm going to increase this to 45, and I'm going to say login, right? So this is basically something easy that we've done so far. We can change the column, the container, the way we want to, but this is pretty sufficient for anyone and everyone to log in to your application, right? This is very, very sufficient for anybody to log into your application, right? If we go to the desktop mode, you can see we have a login here, and we can put our an image here if we want to, just like the one you saw me display. We can put an image here or some sort of a gradient, and we can put the login here. And so that's how that part of Flutterflow works. The other part of Flutterflow is actions, right? Adding actions and logic. This is where this part of the app becomes very useful, because now that you've created email, password, and login, you want users to be able to sign up, right? And if you want users to be able to sign up, you need to add actions. So if I click on open, you can see Flutterflow allows you to add action on tap, on double tap, on long press. So if I add it on tap, and I click on add action, you will see there are lots of actions that I can add. I can add action that navigates me to a different page. I can add actions that allows me to create stuff, interact with the backend, which is like Firestore, which is backend. I mean Firestore, API core, refresh database. So I'm going to delete this. This is not what I want to do. Add action. So I can add action that allows state management, alert, utility, share, animations, integrations, and a whole lot of actions, right? But the action that I want to add on this login screen is the backend action, is a Firestore action, and is an action to create. It's a Firebase authentication action. That's what it is, and it's an action to log a user in. So I'm going to say to sign a user in, not to log a user in. Database action, it's a Firebase authentication action, create an account, right? The provider, I'm going to say email. So you can see Flutterflow comes with a couple of providers. It's going to say email, and then my login feed, my password feed, and then my confirm password feed. I didn't name the last feed properly, so this ought to be confirm password. And yeah, so, and that's my action. And then once you finish creating the action, open the action. Once you're done creating the action, you can then link the user to a different part of your application. Like say, what next action do you want the user to take? You want to navigate them probably to your home, or you want to navigate them somewhere else, right? There are lots of actions that you can do in Flutterflow. Right, so this is just a brief tutorial on how this works. If you want something extensive, go click on the video, go to my channel, you see Flutterflow Mastery, click on it and you'll be able to jump on it, or you can take an extensive Flutterflow course on my community. It's very cool. I'm gonna walk you through all of these basics and you end up building your own Flutterflow application. Right, so I also have database. So these are databases. We also have data structure, but this is one place to pay attention to, which is the API. Right, this can 10x your application a whole lot. This can 10x your application way more, because with this you are able to interact with thousands and millions of other applications out there. Right, this is how I was able to interact. So you can see the user is imputing the business and the type of audience, and then it's going to respond with this JSON. Right, so if I click on test, it's going to respond with a particular type of feedback. Right, lots of feedback that just tells me what the AI is saying. That's it. So it's going to respond with a whole lot of feedback that tells me what the AI is saying. So I don't want to go through all of this, but I just want to tell you that Flutterflow is pretty straightforward and is a cool tool that you can use to build your application. So I want to show you one more thing. You have very extensive theming system over here, cool typography, design system, and one more thing to see in Flutterflow is the deployment. Right, is a deployment. So you can see web deployment, right? You can see mobile deployment, right? And then you can see platforms. So platforms, what do you want to build for? Android and iOS are default. Then we have the web, right? We have Mac OS, we have Windows, and we have Linux. So you can build for any of this platform as much as you want, right? So that's just a preamble on how Flutterflow works and what Flutterflow looks like. So that's just a short demo of Flutterflow, what Flutterflow can do for you and how you can begin to use it, right? My interest is showing you that it's possible to build very cool application with Flutterflow, and you can learn it or you can outsource it to a local dev agency and you can move forward, right? That's my interest, and I'm pretty sure I've shown you that, if not everything, but I've shown you a few things that's possible with Flutterflow, right? So let's move forward. Now that you've been able to eventually learn Flutterflow, build your app with Flutterflow, what's going to be the next thing for you? What are you supposed to do next? The next thing you want to do is to market like crazy. That's the next thing you want to do. You want to market as much as possible. Again, I would say that Twitter is a very good place to start, right? Remember those persons that bought your early bird, right? Those persons who bought your early bird, they signed into your offer, right? Twitter is a very good place to start. So you see, this is a very cool way to market. You can see this particular tweet. It's very awesome. Number one, it says build free tools, publish marketing pages for metered keywords, record videos, buy Facebook ads, write a welcome email sequence, improve your landing pages. This is just saying everything I want to say about how you would get started with your own marketing. But the first thing first is share everything. Build and share your entire journey. Don't leave any stone unturned. Believe me, ideas are worthless if it's not executed properly. Build and share everything in your journey. That's what you want to do. If you make a tiny improvement, right, do it. If you make a tiny improvement, do it. Anything that you do in your app, share it. That's what you want to do. You want to share as much as possible, and while you're sharing, you want to begin to run paid ads. So you want to run paid ads. Believe me, if you're not going to market, then you're not going to get any money. A cool way to run paid ads, a cool platform to run paid ads is to do so on Product Hunt. Product Hunt is very, very cool. You want to launch here on Product Hunt once you've gotten considerable traffic, right? And then you want to run paid ads here. Product Hunt has a paid ads feature you want to just run paid ads. So you can see this work OS is promoted. It's been liked by 4,328 persons, and we have the other ones that are not promoted at all, right? And they are liked by only a few persons. So you want to run ads here, and also you want to sell lifetime deals. Lifetime deals or LTDs, they're very, very cool. It's a cool way for you to get early traction, right? Lifetime deals, it means that you're going to use my product forever and you don't have to pay at all. You don't have to pay any more. So you could run lifetime deals for like 49, for 89, you know, a lot of lifetime deals, and get a lot of early customers who are going to give you testimonials, because you need testimonials to sell your product. Here's a cool place to run lifetime deals is AppSumo. So AppSumo, you can run every type and any type of lifetime deals on AppSumo, right? You want to run those deals over here. You can see all these other persons, $49 for a lifetime, $29 for a lifetime, $39. There are lots of people here who are running lifetime deals, but you don't want to run it forever so you don't make a loss, right? You want to run it for maybe a particular time, maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe 3 months. That's how long you want to run it, so you can get early traction, early feedback, and you can tell yourself, I'm building something that is worthwhile. Believe me, if you built a cool product and you bring it here, you're going to sell a whole lot, because this place, they are just this people here who visit this site, they are known for early birds. They are known for buying early birds of any software, both the one they need, the one they don't need. They're going to buy either or, because they just feel like probably one day I'm going to need them. Yeah, probably one day I'm going to need them. So probably I should just, you know, buy it and keep it in my arsenal, because it's very, very cheap. Right? Okay, so now that you've been able to acquire customers and you're able to get people to come to your app, you're able to get them to log into your application, what do you want to start doing? You want to start getting feedback and improving your product based on those feedback. So you want to start getting feedback, and you want to start implementing those feedback on your application. Meanwhile, you can't implement every feedback that you see, but you want to get this feedback, you want to implement them on your application, so that people know that you're working behind the scene and you're making changes. But meanwhile, you don't have to do this for a long time until you begin to make a profit. There's no need if you've created a very good product and then you have like maybe 5 persons buying, it means you can get another 5 to buy. So there's no need making tons and tons of feedback day and night, right? If I add one more feature, I think they're going to come. If I add one more feature, I think they're going to come. No, there's no need making all of those feedback if you're not making a profit. So first of all, make a profit first, and then you begin to add all of those feedback and iterate on the idea. Remember, based on this article, right, on our website, you're looking for 24 customers who are paying you $49 a month, right? That's what you're looking for. Or you're looking for 99 customers who are paying you just 14, right? You can go below this, it's fine. But what you're looking for these customers in order for you to sell for 40K. That's what you're looking for, right? Those are some of the tactics, and these are some of the things that you want to know as you build your application. So once you are making money, you're getting feedback, and a couple of things more that you want to do as you go, so you can make more customers and so that you can benefit. You want to improve your onboarding. You want to prioritize features, right? Prioritize your features and build only the one that is useful to your paying customers. Don't build features for customers that are not paying. Only build features for customers that are paying. And also, you want to experiment with pricing. Believe me, you can increase your pricing if your current pricing is not covering your cost. What's the use creating a SaaS and then you're losing? What's the use creating a micro SaaS where you're going to be losing a whole lot, right? So you can increase your price. You can experiment with different type of pricing. There's monthly pricing, subscription. There is pay-as-you-go pricing, right, where you get to pay for everything that you use. There is yearly pricing. There is lifetime pricing. There are lots of different type of pricing. There are lots of different type of pricing. So you can experiment with all of this. And also, you want to track analytics. Very important. Track analytics, see where your customers are coming from, see the pages they're landing on, and see what's going to be a turn off in your application. Also, you want to provide great customer support. Very important. It's better for you to keep an old customer than to acquire a new one, because the old customer has been acquired already and the new one is going to cost you cash, time, resource to be able to acquire those new customers, right? And one thing that I've seen a lot of people do in the industry these days is that they do affiliate marketing, right? Affiliate marketing is a very cool way to begin to get people to your application. You want to split the profit. Say, hey, if you get someone to my application, if you get someone to use my app, I'm going to split the profit and I'm going to give you this part of the profit. That's a cool way to think of marketing. You don't want to be selfish. You want to be able to give maybe 40% of your profit because they're bringing you customers for free. Affiliates can give you as many customers as possible, but you just need to be able to want to. But you have to be a person who wants to let go of that kind of profit to be able to enjoy affiliate marketing, right? So you're making profit. You're selling, people are coming to your DM, and you've gotten to a particular threshold. So if you go back to the top, you have paying customers doing 49, 24 paying customers doing 49 a month. You have 14 customers doing 99 a month, and you want to sell. So the way sales works is if you're making $100 in a month from your SaaS, and then that means in a year you're going to make 1,200. That's what it means. You're going to make 1,200 in a year, and then if you want to sell it, you're going to sell times 2 or times 2.5 your annual return revenue, right? Your annual profit. So let's say you have 100 people, you have an app charging 20 customers for $50 in a month, right? And then that means you're going to have 2,000. That means you're earning 2,000. So that because 20 times 50 is 2,000. So you're doing 2,000 in the month. So that's going to be 12,000 in a year. And you want to multiply that times 2 or times 3. That's going to be 36,000 in a year, right? That's how it works. And that's how it works. But how do you prepare yourself for exit? Right, number one, you want to get your figures in order. That's how you want to get all your figures in order. Your finances, you want to get it in order. Right, get your finances in order. From day one, you want to be recording how much you spent on art, how much you spent on development. If you outsourced it to a studio, how much you did, how much is your time. You want to get all those, your finance in order. You're running ads, how much you're paying for landing page, how much is it, right? And then again, you want to optimize it. You want to get a lot of good news about your app everywhere. So you want to get a lot of testimonials on Twitter, a lot of testimonials on your website, right? You want to get that. And then you want to figure out how much your SaaS is worth. Just like what we said, your SaaS is likely worth 2.5x of your annual profit, of your annual revenue. That's how much your SaaS is worth. But if your application is too deep on paid ads, right, that might reduce the price. That might reduce how much people are willing to pay. If your SaaS application is not too over reliant on ads, you have other ways you acquire customers. You have maybe blogging. Some are coming from social media. You have some free medias. So let's say you have some free medias around you, then your prices will likely go up, right? And also there's legal stuff. You want to make sure that your books, everything about your application is owned by the right people. If you have a partner, then you want to make sure it's owned by you. If you don't have a partner, if you have a partner, you want to make sure that the document is right. If you don't have a partner, you want to make sure that you have legal rights to everything in your application, right? And then you want to go to this particular website, acquire.com, or you want to go to Microns. Don't worry, it's pretty straightforward. Microns, not micros. I'm gonna go to microns. Yeah, you want to go to microns. So this is if your app is not making so much profit, right? It's not making so much profit, like it's doing something like this, 155, 2000. You can see all this revenue, right? 520, 5200, 4500. You can see all of this. Then you can list here. But if you are in revenue, nonetheless, I mean, you can list in these two places, right? You can list on acquire.com. I spoke to the owner of acquire.com before, right? You can list here. It's a very cool way. Don't worry, it's self-explanatory. It's a very cool way to sell your application. You can also list here. It's a very cool way to sell your application. But the most important thing that you want to provide in order for you to be able to sell quick is to provide proof that you're making sales. Absolutely. Proof that you're making sales, right? That's basically what you need. You just need to make proof that you just need to have proof that you're making sales. And if you have proof that you're making sales, you'll likely be able to sell your startup as fast as possible, right? So definitely, so if you've sold your app, at this time, congratulations. I'm pretty sure 1 hour is not enough for you to build and sell your application, right? But if you follow it to the end and you implemented all of this and you were able to sell your application, congratulations, you're doing great. I mean, it's awesome. But really, you can improve. You can go up there. You can multiply this by 15K, by 40K, 80K. You can multiply this a whole lot, and that's going to be very, very awesome for you, right? But I think one way I can help you is to, help you get clear. I run a studio where I help solopreneurs to design and develop functional mobile applications with Flutterflow, right? That's my choice low code too. That's why I spent a whole lot of time talking about Flutterflow. You can definitely give me a call below, reach out to me, give me a call, and I'll definitely be able to talk you through and help you launch any of your dream. And so you can worry about things that you have to worry about, like marketing, getting it out there, posting on Twitter, and doing so much more. And also, if you don't understand what you want to do, you just need some clear steps, feel free to schedule a 15 minutes call with me, and I'll be able to show you the right direction. Or we can just be friends, of course. We can just be friends. You can find me right here on Twitter, and let us just talk, add me up on Twitter. I'll see your post and I'll like it, definitely. And we can just talk a whole lot about products, and we can talk so much more about building SaaS. We can talk a whole lot more, right? So thank you very much for watching this tutorial. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you. If you've not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, and we'll definitely keep in touch. Leave that notification bell on so that you get notified. Leave that notification bell on so you get notified whenever I launch a new video. I launch a new video every Friday by 4 p.m. Turn on that notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I drop a video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in a different video entirely.